metformin is given to prevent diabetes for people who are on borderline, BMI more than 35, very fat people, obese people who are less than 60 years. And again, there is an evidence along with it. Immediate release. So the best treatment is diabetes mellitus type 2 treatment it is given. If you go down, alphabetically we have condition by condition. Say gestational diabetes, polycystic ovarian disease. All the conditions along with the dosage details, everything is mentioned very nicely. Then you have dosage in geriatric population, dosage in renal impairment, hepatic impairment, all of those things come. If you go down for any drug, you'll find all of this. Then what is the next most important thing? Labeled and off-label indications. So I will tell you that for off-label indications of any drug, we have evidences, level of evidences. What are the level of evidences? The level of evidences are according to the scale. So any drug which we mention in off-label indications, they have a level of evidence scale A, B, C, and G. What is A? A is a consistent evidence that there are a lot of randomized controlled trials available, evidence of this drug to be given to the patient, and off-label indication is indicated. Then level B is there are evidence of randomized controlled trials, but some of them are strong, some of them not very strong, some of them are limitations in the trial. Evidence C is observational studies, just retrospective observational studies. We don't have ample proof on the drug. And level of evidence G is only one evidence is based by consensus. So this is the evidences what we produce. So when you read about antipsychotic induced weight gain, the level of evidence is B and G. When you read diabetes mellitus prevention, evidence is A. So the evidence points out towards giving this drug in patients who are having high BMI and who are on borderline diabetes. So if you do a hemoglobin A1C and it's on borderline case of diabetes, then you can give metformin because the evidence says A. So this is the clarity and granularity what we go. So next important thing what I want to show is what is the journal which is published to say this. I can click this reference and it opens in a PubMed journal. So you will be able to access the complete journal. As a clinician, the journal is a NEJM full text journal and a PMC full text journal. And it says reduction in incidence of diabetes with lifestyle interventions and metformin. So if a fat individual who's there, who has BMI very high and who wants to not get diabetes, then they can do it by lifestyle intervention, weight reduction, and this journal has complete information published here. So you can go to Lexicomp again and you can see that there are various journals which are published and the evidence is there. Polycystic ovarian disease, this is the journal which is there. You can access the journal here again. So it's an evidence-based drug monograph with evidences everywhere hyperlinked. That is what Lexicomp is. Then the level of evidences also makes it very strong. After that, you'll be amazed to know that we have clinical practice guidelines. Clinical practice guidelines are very important for treatment protocols. When some of your students, most of the students who study in south of India, I've seen that they go to US, they go to Europe, they also go to various locations in Dubai whenever they get an opportunity, in Southeast Asian countries as well. So you need to know what are the ADA guidelines for diabetes. So you can access the ADA guidelines. So you get the complete guidelines here in Lexicomp. You can go to the issue, Diabetes Care, January 2020, you can access it completely. And if you go back, for prevention, you have AHA guidelines. You want to go to AHA guidelines, you can go to AHA guidelines, circulation guidelines. You know that why this particular drug is given. For every drug is the same. Say I click a drug called levofloxacin, okay? Levofloxacin. I go to levofloxacin, I can go by dosing section and you can see that every drug is updated. So when is it updated? 11th August, levofloxacin drug information has been updated. So you get updated information in Lexicomp. If I go to Lexicomp levofloxacin and you're a clinical pharmacist and you would want to know details about renal dosing, you want to see that in a renal in renal insufficiency, you want to change the dosing in adult, you can go to renal dosing section by jump to section directly. So creatinine clearance, you know that every drug has a creatinine clearance. So based on the creatinine clearance, body weight, you can actually decrease the dose of the drug. The dose adjustment wherever is required is mentioned here. So for every antibiotic, I'll show you vancomycin, I'll show you cefepime, I'll show you levoflox as an examples. So every antibiotic, you can go to Lexicom and find out the creatinine clearance. You can find out what is the dose adjustment required. You can actually prevent any kind of liver or even like renal. I'm showing you renal, any kidney problems. Second most important thing is dialysis. You know that India is a diabetes capital. When you're working in hospitals, when you pass out of your PharmD courses, you will be asked, I am doing a CRRT dialysis. What should I do with levoflox if an antibiotic is given in a dialysis condition? So everything is given here. In a CRRT method, usual dose is 250 milligram every 24 hours. Then what is the dialysis? Another method, PIRRT dialysis method. In a PIRRT method, what is the dose adjustments required? Everything is mentioned here, and you'll get all the renal impairment dosings very perfectly. Someone is in doing his MPharm course, he is doing research, he wants to do the dose adjustments. Everything can be done according to the renal impairment, hepatic impairment, everything. So say I go to vancomycin. So vancomycin is given in methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus infection. So you go to the Lexi drugs, vancomycin, you go to jump to section. You want to go to the renal dosing, you can go. In the jump to section, without wasting any time, you go to renal impairment adult. According to the glomerular filtration rate, the dosage is adjusted, actual body weight, the dosage is adjusted. So all of this information is available. You have clinical practice guidelines. If someone is challenging you, what do I give in a diabetic foot? You can go to IDSA guidelines. You can go to IDSA guidelines. The IDSA guidelines, what are the IDSA guidelines? They are the American Disease Control Society for Clinical Diseases Society. So you go to IDSA, Infectious Diseases Society of America, and you can find the guidelines. You can go to the PDF, you can download it, you can know why this particular disease, why we need to decrease the dose. Very clearly, everything has been mentioned here. So it is evidence-based. So wherever you are in any part of the world, you will be able to find this information. And another important thing to remember is PharmD is the only course which is uniform across the globe. You know that in India it is called PharmD, in US it is called PharmD, Australia, Europe, Dubai, wherever you go, the course is called PharmD. In medical doctors, they call MBBS in India. But when you go to US, it is called MD. In Russia, it's called MD. So the course is different for various regions. But PharmD, if you're reading something which is very global, very local, which is taking into considerations all the guidelines and everything evidence-based, you can practice it anywhere. And as I told you, that if you have Lexicom, you can actually access it from your mobile phones and your laptops as well. Without wasting any time, I will take you to warnings and precautions. For every drug, we mention in detail all the warnings and precautions. All the warnings and precautions. All the warnings and precautions are there. And you'll also find a lot of adverse effects. Adverse effects, you have the complete adverse effects. You have interactions of the drug. You have preparations of the drug. And you have the pharmacology, pharmacokinetics, what the drug does to the body, what body does to the drug. You have all the VD levels, everything mentioned. You have index terms also available. And bottom of every drug, you have hundreds and hundreds of journals. You can access all of these journals. You can click the PubMed link. So if you have a Lexicom, you're a clinical pharmacist, you will get every information which is required for the drug monograph, plus you access all the journals and society guidelines. Is it not interesting that one solution is giving you everything? And everything is evidence-based, and that's how it is available here. I'll take you to an important section called drug interactions. What does drug interactions say? Drug interactions talk about drug-to-drug interactions. Most of you clinical pharmacists would be working on ADRs, acute drug reactions. So how do you find out all the acute drug reactions? You can find out all of them in this artificial intelligence tool, which is called Interactions. Interactions is a very simple tool. It will help pharmacists, clinical pharmacists, to be completely able to get any kind of interaction within seconds. Say you have a patient who's admitted in ICU. You have a hypertensive patient, uncontrolled hypertension, and he also has a cancer. He also has some infection, pain and everything. So you give multiple drugs. So the doctor is asking you, can the drugs interact? Is there any interaction? Mild, moderate, severe interactions. What are the drugs I should prevent? How do I calculate the ADRs? All of that within seconds you can do that. How do you do that? Say for uncontrolled hypertension, I'm giving amiloride. I'm also giving spironolactone. I'm adding spironolactone. I'm giving a drug called aspirin for some pain or something. I'm also giving, say, bortezomib. Bortezomib is an anti-cancer drug. I'm also giving a herbal product called a green tea. The patient wants to drink green tea. I'm also giving coffee, caffeine. The patient also wants to have various other herbal products. You can add ginger, ginseng, whatever you want. Vitamins, everything can be added. Say I add vitamin. Vitamin A is added. Then the patient is also given a vaccine, influenza vaccine. So you can add influenza live vaccine. So I've added lots of drugs, and also added a vaccine, added natural products. The patient is allergic to, say, the patient is allergic to penicillin. The patient is allergic to alcohol. So allergies, all the allergies can be added here. And is any duplicate drug therapy, that also can be found out. So what does a clinical pharmacist be able to do with this artificial intelligence tool? The clinical pharmacist will be able to find out what are the drugs interacting, mild, moderate, severe. He can also know why they're interacting. He'll also know the allergies. What are the allergies with the drugs? He'll also know the duplicate drug therapy. So as soon as I click this, you can find out the complete results. So amiloride cannot be given with spironolactone. It is red in color. So you can see the color coding. Red color is avoid combination. Green color is safe. Yellow color is okay. Orange color is therapy modification. So according to the colors, mild, moderate, severe, you have found red color, orange color, yellow color. So for this group of drugs, amiloride cannot be given with spironolactone. Can anyone tell me why amiloride cannot be given with spironolactone? Because both the antihypertensive drugs are potassium sparing. So you cannot mix both the potassium sparing. Hyperkalemia results. That's the reason it is red in color, avoid combination. Can anyone let me know why you cannot mix aspirin with influenza live vaccine? It says it is age dependent. So if a person is less than 18 years, you're giving an influenza vaccine and you're also giving aspirin, then Reyes syndrome may occur. Reyes syndrome. It's toxic. It has lots of adverse effects. So you cannot mix a aspirin. So you know it can be contraindicated. Then coming to the next contraindication, green tea is a herbal product. But you know, green tea cannot be, you cannot drink a green tea when you're giving a bortezomib, because it will reduce the anti-neoplastic effects of bortezomib. So all the discussion is there for a clinical pharmacist. They can read the complete discussion. They can go to the footnotes. They can know where are these coming from, what is the evidence, all of that. So drug interactions is a very simple tool for all of you right now. If you have a lexicon, you can do drug to drug interaction. You can do drug to another drug allergy. You can do duplicate therapy. Simple. So drug interactions is a very important section, and you can also go to the top of the drug interactions. You can filter. You can say, I want to go to drug interactions. Only drug to drug interactions will come. You want to say, I want to go to drug therapy interactions. So there is only one drug therapy interaction. If you want to say jump to section, duplicate therapy interactions. So amiloride spironolactone is a duplicate therapy. You're giving a single kind of drug 2 times. You're giving amiloride, spironolactone, both are potassium sparing. You're giving together. So very simple. You go to the top of the section, you can filter. You can filter everything. If you don't want to filter, you leave it jump to section, and you can actually filter by drugs as well. Again, you are very busy clinical pharmacist. You don't have time. Some doctor is asking you, please tell me at least 10 drugs which are interacting with aspirin. You can click aspirin. all the red colors will come. So all the risk ratings, only contraindications X you want. So what are the drugs which cannot be given? With aspirin, dexibrufen, you cannot give fluoxetine, you cannot give ketorolac, you cannot give mesimorelin, you cannot give omacetexin. So it's very, very simple. You can easily filter about everything. Someone is asking bortezomib, what are the drugs which I cannot give? What are the red color bortezomib? You cannot give a bromperidol. You cannot give a dipyron. You cannot give a St. John's wort. So if someone is asking you, what are the drugs which I cannot give with amiloride? Only 3 drugs are contraindicated with amiloride: bromperidol, cyclosporine, and spironolactone. Why it cannot be given? You know, potassium sparing diuretics. Simple. Then I'll go to the next section, Tricel's IV compatibility. Most of the pharmacists, most of the clinical pharmacists, they want to know what are the various solutions the drugs have to be given. How do you know? Levofloxacin can be given with normal saline, Ringer's lactate. They might interact. They might interact. How do you know that heparin can be given with dextrose solution or with Ringer's lactate? You have to know all of that very quickly. So all of that you remember by studying. But with a lexicon, all of that is within seconds you can do, because we have an artificial intelligence tool where you can find out what are the 2 drugs cannot be mixed. Let me throw a small story to you. A person having pulmonary embolism has come to an hospital and they're giving heparin. Okay, so I'll add heparin. And the same patient is also having a pneumonia. So you are giving an antibiotic called levofloxacin. Can you mix? My question is, can you mix in a white tube levofloxacin and heparin? Let's find out. And normal saline. Then I'm analyzing the reaction. So red color is again contraindication. You cannot mix both the solutions. It is a red color. Orange color, okay, chalta hai. Green color is you can mix them. So you can see that you can give levofloxacin in normal saline, but you cannot mix a heparin with levofloxacin, red color. In a Y site, you cannot push heparin levoflox. So as a clinical pharmacist, what will you do? Okay, let me think. Let me remove flox. Let me write moxiflox, because both of them are in the same class. Then let us find out if heparin can be given with moxiflox. Immediately it has become green color. So you know that heparin can be mixed with moxiflox. As a clinical pharmacist, you will suggest a patient having pulmonary embolism, you want to give an antibiotic, you can give moxiflox along with heparin. You also know the reason. If you click the Y site, what are the studies which are published, which tells about these things. Everything is very clearly given. What are the various studies? Everything is clear. You'll study here. Next important thing is, if you take a drug called moxifloxacin, okay, what are the various Y site compatibility? All the red color drugs cannot be given. Vancomycin cannot be mixed with moxifloxacin. You cannot mix a phenytoin sodium solution in a Y site along with moxifloxacin. What are the voriconazole? Voriconazole also cannot be mixed. You all know that voriconazole has lots of side effects and adverse reactions with drugs. So voriconazole cannot be mixed with moxifloxacin. Then you can click voriconazole with moxifloxacin. You will know, okay, I cannot mix them because these are the problems. All of that you can very easily know. Next, what are the drugs you can give in a Y site with moxiflox? All the green colors can be given. Atenolol, busulfan, all of these drugs can be given. All the green color drugs can be given to moxifloxacin. What are the admixtures compatibility? You know admixture, you mix 2 injections. So cimetidine can be mixed with moxiflox. Then you also want to know in a Y site, you already know what are the solutions you want to know. You will find everything. All the solutions, peritoneal dialysis, you will come to know, and you can give dextrose 5%, dextrose 10%, Ringer's lactate, normal saline. All of this can be given with moxiflox. Say aspirin, not aspirin. Say IV drug, heparin. Say I click heparin. Tell me heparin, what are the solutions which can be given? Then you have Ringer's lactate, can be given heparin. You also, these solutions, Ringer's injection. All of these are compatible. So you can again go to the top of the topic. You can filter them. You can filter by admixture only. You can filter by solution only. All the solutions, orange color, green color, what you can mix heparin, everything is coming up. Then you can actually go and filter by Y site only, syringe only. Everything is very easy. Only Y site, this is Y site. So it's easy, very easy. Drug to drug interactions inside the body, you use drug interactions. For solutions outside the body, you use IV compatibility. All the injections, everything. So with a tool like Lexicom, you are sitting in your house, you are in your hospital, you are in your clinical duty, you are in your research, you are an MPharm student, you're doing anything, everything can be done within seconds with a tool which is in Lexicom. Let me go to the last 10 minutes of my discussion. I'll go into more clinical now, more clinical. So patient education has everything to do with clinical information for a pharmacist. So you want to know all the discharge summary instructions of all the various conditions. So say you're going to an alphabet R. So in alphabet R, there are various conditions like renal colic, respiratory syncytial virus discharge instructions, retinal detachment repair discharge instructions, rib fracture discharge instructions. So you want to go to rib fracture. Someone has a rib fracture and they're asking you, what are the instructions I have to take when I'm getting discharged? So everything is there. You can take a printout of this and you can give it to the patient. So these are the ribs. You'll explain the patient. See, these are the ribs. This is the rib you have fractured. What is the care you have to take at home? Ask everything. Get lots of rest. Take few deep breaths. Do not take many deep breaths. Do not cough because your ribs are fractured. What follow-up care is needed? What drugs may be needed? What physical activity you have to limit yourself? What problems could happen? All of them are very, very clearly given. So you can go to any condition you want. Renal colic discharge instructions. So you can explain the patient everything. This is called a kidney. This is the blood product waste. This is the clean blood. This is the renal artery. This is the renal vein. This is a ureter. And this is how your kidneys function. You can explain everything. So this is the patient education part and clinical information for a clinical pharmacist. Then you can go to conditions. You can go to conditions by category. There are various conditions. So let me go to general surgery. All the general surgery cases are there here. Say you want to go to abdominal wall defect or spleen injury. So spleen injury, what are the various patient education information? Everything is available here. Then you want to go to say search by procedures. In procedures, you are going to general surgery. In general surgery, there are so many surgeries. You are going to a case called aortic valve replacement. So you go to aortic valve. What is this procedure? What is an aortic valve? What is the valve damage? What you do? Everything is there. You can explain them that there are 4 chambers of the heart. Auricles, ventricles, these are the 2 chambers. This is where the valve is there. This is what is damaged. All the information is required is there for you. And also you can take a printout and give it to the patient. Then now coming to the browse section, I'm going to something called natural products. Natural products. All the natural products are available. Your patient is asking you, hello, can I take ginseng? Can I take ginkgo? Can I take ginger? Can I take garlic? All the information is available. So for garlic, you'll go, what are the precautions when taking garlic? You can't take more garlic. You have to take limited garlic. What are the advantages? It helps in asthma. It helps in blood pressure. What should I watch for? Upset stomach, stomach cramps. Too much of garlic may cause problem. When do I need to call the doctor? What can I learn more? All the websites, everything is very clearly given. So you want to go to something like a ginseng. A lot of people will ask, why do I take vitamins? Why do I take a ginseng? What are the precautions while taking this product? Ginseng is very helpful for all of these conditions. And what should I do? All the question and answers are available for ginseng. So natural products, all the natural products are available for you alphabetically. Alphabetically, everything is there. Say you go to alphabet W. There are only 2 natural products, wild yam, willow bark. You go to alphabet U. There are 2 natural products available. Under R, there are more available. Raspberry, red clover, rose hip, all of these are natural products. Then you go to M. Under M, there are more natural products available. All of those things can be accessed very easily. You have everything at one location. And then coming to adult medications. So adults will take a lot of medications, as you know. Let us go to alphabet P. So in alphabet P, you'll find all the various adult medications available. Say you want to know about paclitaxel. Paclitaxel. You can click the information. So you'll go know about paclitaxel. What is the drug used for? It is used to treat cancer. What do I need to tell my doctor before I take the drug? What some things are there while taking the drug? Hair loss will happen, this will happen, that will happen. All of those information, bleeding gums, everything is very clearly given. What are the side effects? Diarrhea, mouth sores, hair loss, feeling tired, all of that is mentioned. So you can go to all the natural products and you can browse. You can go to adult medications, you can go to pediatric medications. So the patient education is so detailed, it's so detailed that everything clinically it covers everything under one roof. So this is an important section for you. I told you about monographs, I told you about renal dosing, I told you about adverse effects, I told you about everything to do with users of the drug. I told you about the clinical practice guidelines, journals, everything is available. I told you about interactions. I also told you about patient education, clinical information, so calculators. So what are calculators? There are hundreds and hundreds of calculators which you require. See, all of this information only is available in a mobile phone for you. What I'm trying to tell is, you are very busy clinicians. You have a query. Where do you go? As a child, whenever you had a query, you go to dictionary. Similarly, if you have a solution such as Lexicom, digital solution, these days no need to carry hundreds of books. No need to go into library. Everything is evidence-based, everything is available. How do you calculate a BMI in a boy, in a girl? Easy, very easy. You just need to put a BMI for boy, and what is the age of the boy? Say there is a 14-year-old boy. 14 years is the age. What is the kg weight of the boy? Say 40 kgs. 14 years, 40 kgs. What is the height of the boy? 130 cm. What is the BMI? BMI is coming to 23.7. Less than 25 is normal. So underweight, healthy weight, overweight, obesity, JET score, all of that information is available here. You have lots of calculators, hundreds and hundreds of calculators. You want to go to amiodarone dose calculation, you want to go to amoxicillin dental dose calculation, you want to go to anion gap, you want to go to argotroban, all of those you can do. Dose and weight, dose of the drug, weight of the drug, all those calculations can be easily be done. Epciximab, most of the anti-cancer drugs, all of that you can do. Bolus volume, infusion concentration, all of the doses can be calculated. So it has everything to do with a drug. And finally, I'm coming to one thing. If you are, say, a clinical pharmacist working in a gynecology setup, obstetrics and all. So they are asking you, what are the various drugs I cannot give in pregnancy, lactation? Everything is possible here. So you need to, let us check one drug called ibuprofen. So ibuprofen, brufen, can you give brufen? Can you give brufen in pregnancy and lactation? So you want to check it. What is the best section for pregnancy lactation? Briggs. Briggs is the best section. So you go to ibuprofen in Briggs. So what does Briggs say? Briggs says that breastfeeding, it's compatible. No problem. Brufen khake, they can do breastfeeding. But when pregnancy, first trimester, third trimester, you cannot give a brufen. Ibuprofen is not possible to be given. So you have to read the pregnancy summary. You'll come to know everything in the pregnancy summary and you'll know the details. So everything is there evidence-based. It's evidence-based. Say, for example, I want to know in humans why you cannot give in pregnancy. I can go to this particular journal. Elsevier journal is there, full text journal. You can open it, you can read it, you can share it with your gynecologist. You can say, this is the reason I don't want to give ibuprofen in first trimester, third trimester. Simple. So someone will come to you in a pediatric ward, in a neonatology ward. They will ask you, gentamicin, how do I calculate the dose? Gentamicin. So you will say, simple. You need to go to pediatric and neonatal drugs. You go to the dosing section in pediatric and neonatal. You will jump to the dosing section. Okay. So let me go to pediatric and neonate drug again. I've gone to the wrong monograph. Let me go to pediatric and neonate. I'll go down pediatric and neonatal Lexi drugs. I have to go to this section. For pediatric drug, I have to go to pediatric and neonatal section. I go to systemic dosing. As soon as I go to systemic dosing, I will get the dosage by kg body weight. So the evidence is given here. So less than 30 weeks, you have to give 5 milligram per kg body weight. Say you're working in a NICU, NICU, neonatal ICU, or a PICU. So the body weight of the baby is only half kg. How much dose will you give? 2.5 milligram dose is given for half kg. For 1 kg, you give 5 milligram. So all of those calculations you can do in a jiffy if you're having something like Lexicom, because it's easy. It's a digital product. You're having a mobile phone. You're able to calculate all the dosing which is required for a neonate, for a pediatric. Everything is possible to be done. Next, someone of you are in research. You want to know what are the drugs which are under consideration in FDA. What are the drugs which are there in August FDA review? So you can easily find them. Mitomycin, opicapone, ozanimod, all of these drugs are under testing by FDA. So what is the drug name, which is the brand name? Gelmito for mitomycin. Ongenitis is for opicapone. So you can read all the details. So you want to go again to say this section, FDA approved drugs. You can go to new drug reviews. Under that, you can go to July, June, May, April. All the drugs from 2014 are available here under FDA approval. You can go to the monographs. You can go to chronological list. You can do whatever you want with this. So coming to the last 1 minute of my presentation, I want to summarize that Lexicom provides most of the things for pediatrics, neonates, for gynecology, for renal dosing, nephrology, for general medicine, internal medicine, and you also have monographs. You also have all the dosing as per the renal and geriatric and all of that. Then you have drug interactions, drug to drug interactions. You have IV compatibility and what are the solutions which you can mix with the drug. You also have the patient education, clinical information. You have all the calculators available. You have FDA approvals. You also have pharmacogenomics. I did not show you pharmacogenomics. Pharmacogenomics, sometimes some of the drugs, according to the gene mapping, are not compatible to the patient. Some of the people have gene defect for CACNA1S gene. So with this gene defect, you cannot give a desflurane, enflurane, isoflurane. You would have heard some patients die after anesthesia. Patient is healthy, patient is very good, anesthesia has taken the patient inside, but after the anesthesia, the patient is expired. How is the patient expired? Maybe they have a gene defect. So if you do a gene analysis, you'll find out all of this. So gene mapping is the latest technology. Maybe some of you will work in US. Gene mapping is done to most of the patients whenever they don't get all right. And you will be the first person to be able to answer all of this. Say I will go to succinylcholine. So if I go to succinylcholine as a drug, it will give me the evidence rating. It will give me the management. If I'm giving succinylcholine in this gene defect, how do I manage it? Everything is available. Say there is a drug called phenytoin. A neurologist is giving phenytoin for epilepsy. So you want to go to a section called pharmacogenomics. You can easily go to phenytoin and CYP2C9 gene. If the CYP2C9 gene is defective, the patient is not able to metabolize phenytoin. So what do? You give 50% of the dosage. If you give 100%, the toxicity will increase. So pharmacogenomics also available. Everything is available. Even you want to know the chemical composition of the drug, say ciprofloxacin. You are clicking ciprofloxacin. You want to know the chemical composition. You can easily go to a section under Martindale. If you're having Martindale, you can go to ciprofloxacin. So how does ciprofloxacin look as a molecule? See, this is how the molecule looks. C17H18FN3O3. And what is the form and weight? 331.3. This is how the drug looks. So all the drugs, the dates, when it is edited, how it looks, what are the synonyms of the drug. You can call ciprofloxacin as these names. All of those things are available. You also have brand names. You don't have all the brand names in Lexicom, but say for Crocin, you can search paracetamol by Crocin, Crocin India. Whenever it's iron, it is there. You have Calpol. Calpol is also available. If you check by Calpol and you find Calpol also, you can use it by name. In India, Calpol is available, so you can click Calpol and you can go. So you can check by brand names, but brand names, if you want 100%, additionally, you have to map all the drugs. Say you are from Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh has a drug list. You want to map all the drugs according to brand names and generic names, it's possible. we can map all the state drug list along with lexicom generic names. After that, you can search by brand names. Some of you clinical pharmacists would want to know only brand names. It's possible. So lexicom in short is an evidence-based, content-rich. The authors who write lexicom are all the best authors who are giving you evidence on every section. They're giving you clinical practice guidelines. They're giving you journals. They're giving you everything when they write about the drugs. And other things are also associated with lexicon, as I showed you. And it's also very digital. It's very artificial intelligence driven. You can do these tools. You can use TRISL's IV compatibility. You can use drug interactions. You can use in mobile phones, laptop, anywhere. So this is what I summarize everything about lexicon. But if you have not liked anything, you can actually let me know now. I can repeat it. If you want any section to be repeated, you have feedback, please ask questions. So I leave the session for question and answer. I would suggest you to ask as many questions as possible. I'll try to answer them. If I'm not able to answer them, I'll always come back. If I go to Q&A, how to sign up? I can't find a sign up option. So Mr. Ernest Babu, you will be given a free access for 1 month. After that, you'll be able to do. And if your college subscribes to Lexicomp only, you can use. It's not a free access. It's like a library solution. Your college library will be able to buy Lexicom. Then all of you will be able to access in mobile phones from anywhere and laptops. So you cannot sign up for free. We'll give you for 1 month. You can check it. My whole idea is to let you know that these kind of digital solutions are available 100%, and you can do them in your mobile phones. And for your information, medically prescriptions were not allowed to be given digitally until COVID. In March, Government of India has allowed doctors to prescribe on phone, in WhatsApp, and they're able to give all of this. So times have changed very quickly, and digital solutions is a requirement now. Most of you are having online courses, and you need to have information. That's where this session has been conducted. Any other questions? Any other questions? So I'm stopping sharing my screen, and
if somebody has any query regarding this session, they can type in the Q&A chat box, or they can raise their hand. We will unmute themselves. So any question regarding further this session?
Like there are 66 participants who have come. There's a chat box. Sheena has shared something.
Okay, we have shared the 1 month free trial. Link is also available in the chat box.
Dr. Rao or Madam Pragya or Dr. Anjan, anyone have any queries? Please be free to ask.
Dr. Bino sir, the presentation is quite clear and very clear to understand. I hope very simple and nice presentation, clear to understand easily.
Yeah.
So thank you for your beautiful presentation, and it is quite useful.
Yeah, Dr. Rao, you have any questions you want to ask?
Sir, can we have the briefing on subscription SS model, Mr. Vikas Arora?
Sure.
Clarify how the subscription model works, because that would be required to understand how exactly the services would be provided. So you can, if you can put that sheet.
Okay, no problem, sir. We will wait for the approval, then we please.
So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vikas, and I'm the one who represents Infocart India, the authorized channel partner for selling, promoting Lexicomp in India. And we have been associated and doing promotion for Lexicomp from last 6 years. And I would like to show you how the subscription and access is available for Lexicomp. So it can be divided into two parts. One is the online access, which is wherein you will get access to Lexicomp onto the machines, computer machines, whether these are laptops or desktop. So once your institute decides to subscribe Lexicomp and they make the needful action, so access to Lexicomp is available on multiple computers. So how it is being done? We validate the IP, the static IP, which you provide to us into our systems, into Lexicomp server database, and any request coming from those computers which are linked to that particular IP is honored. You need not to put any username password. You will be directly taken to the homepage of Lexicomp, as Dr. Vinod has shown you. The demonstration has been done onto a online product, and all modules are available. So we also provide the usage statistics in case any institutes require that. And for online access, it would be limited to computer machines installed in campus, institute campus. Now these computers might be placed into library, into the pharmacy practice department, or any laboratory or drug information you might have within the campus. Then you can access Lexicomp from any machine within that. Now that is fine in case of online, but what about the mobile access? Now in a scenario like today, when physical classes are not happening, students are not being able to reach out to the institute, we have tried to address this issue with the help of Lexicomp mobile app. Can you please move on to next slide, Sheena? Yeah, so this is how the Lexicomp mobile app is available. So Lexicomp mobile app is available. It is available for all the PharmD students within the institute. So right from year 1 to year 6, we have made a provision of giving this mobile app access to every student along with the faculty of pharmacy practice department. Another important aspect of mobile app is that it works offline too. Now, what does it mean? It means that if we are facing any kind of internet challenges, there are weak signals or no signals at all, still you can access Lexicomp through the mobile app. The data gets downloaded into your device. We are available on both the portals. Whether you are using an Android device, then we are available on Google Play Store, or you are using an iOS device, then we are available on App Store. So you can download it and it works offline too. The first time mobile app needs to be validated or activated from the institute IP validated computer. So this is how it works. And it is available, as I have shared with you, it is available for faculty also. And even if the content is, whatsoever content you are, in case you are getting it without being updated, as soon as you come out into a 3G, 4G connection, or you get into Wi-Fi broadband connection, then your data gets updated automatically. So this is how we have designed the subscription and access for Lexicomp. The content which is available on what have been shown by Dr. Vinod in his comprehensive presentation is all available in mobile app too. And as per the studies published, Lexicomp mobile app is the most comprehensive drug information service as on today. So this is all I wanted to add in terms of subscription and access information. Any query you might have or anything which is not clear to you in terms of subscription or access, so I'll be happy to answer that. Yeah, Thank you.
Good afternoon, Vikas sir. There is a small doubt from my side. I'm faculty from ASN Pharmacy College. So
Yes.
whenever we get the access to your mobile app and to your
Right.
website, so is it available for us to offline also, na sir, or else only online?
It works offline too, ma'am, but only in case of the mobile app. So as I have shared with you, there are two parts to the access information. One is when you are getting it online, which means computers only. In that case, your computers need to have the internet connectivity because your request will be coming onto our servers. The data is lying onto our servers. But in the case of mobile app, the data gets downloaded into your device, handheld device, your mobile phone or tab if you are using. So in that case, it can be used offline too. So in case of mobile app, let me clarify it again. You can use it offline too. So it is really useful in terms of when students really start going to the hospital, wherein they are supposed to help the doctors in taking calls related to drugs, interactions, IV compatibility. They're onto the patient bedside. Then they need not to rush back to any computer where you might have any other product or any such service. You can take a call then and there itself. And it is personalized for everyone, for all the students. They need not to even share. So all will be having their own mobile app into their respective mobiles. Yeah. So I hope Sumalata ma'am, it is clear. You can still ask if you want to.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for the information. Yes, because offline accessibility is a very important thing which is necessary whenever the
Yeah.
students are in the camps and all.
Yes,
So
yes,
the
yes, ma'am. I do
area which is
understand.
not having.
Yes, within a hospital also it happens if there is some patient who is in
Yes.
basement, or there are certain floors where you do not get access to the content, means internet connectivity is weak or you do not get, still it will work, man. Still it will not disappoint you. Like
The best part would be once they come into 3G or a 4G or any Wi-Fi, it updates by itself.
updates. Yes,
That's the
yes,
best part. So that
yeah.
the student would never know also that I'm getting the best information. Even the network goes, the student is accessing. The network comes, it's updated by himself.
Updates. Yes.
Itself, so it's easy like that.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you.
So all this has been designed, man, keeping in view the kind of challenges we face. So earlier it was not there. So Dr. Vinod and team from Walters Kluwer has really worked hard to get this approval so that we can provide you, like we understand the challenges you face. And that is why we are trying. We are not selling it as a software. It is a solution. It is solution to take right kind of clinical decisions. Yeah, ma'am. Anything else related to content? What more is available? So I think, Sheena, more or less we have done the part, so we can proceed the session, how you have structured it, so we can proceed with.
Okay, thank you. So we have provided the feedback link, which is available in the chat box for e-certification. Now we will have a vote of thanks by Ms. E. Pragna ma'am, who is the chairman of IPA-SF and assistant professor of Department of Pharmacy Practice. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sheena ma'am, for giving me the session and give me the opportunity to convey my vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank Vinod sir for such a great demonstration, and it's really very interesting and in a very smooth way, so that each and every student, even to the first year, also can explain how to use all these apps and all. And yes, from my perspective, what I observed was like the main gap between the doctors and the pharmacy students, or maybe the graduates who are completing that, was like having like a lack of these drug information knowledge. That's why there is a lack of rapport between the doctors and the pharmacy students nowadays. And definitely these kind of so after hearing your presentation, what I understood was like Lexicom definitely gives and it nourishes all students and faculty with the great knowledge of drug information, which helps really to get in touch with the doctors whenever they are need our information. So thank you so much for that, sir. And yes, sir, Vikas, sir, definitely uh, I felt and it's really so helpful. And with the help of my management and my principal, sir, definitely we'll get into access to that and utilize it to give and proper information for all the patients, the better healthcare. And yes, definitely drug dosing, drug utilization evaluation, discharge summary, and patient counseling. All these are the things which are really helpful. The key aspects for the pharmacy students to know and to use them at in a right time and to the right person. Of course, everyone will study all these things, but to get memorize whenever they are needed, a bit of difficult thing for everyone. So no one can use to memorize it whenever whenever we need that. So at that time, the lexicon definitely helps us to give a quick reply and spontaneous reply. And yes, we are so happy after listening to your presentation that we are having some resource to learn more about drug information. And yes, listening to the experienced person like Vinod sir in the relevant field was a great thing for all of us. And definitely, all of my students also happy for getting knowing about all these kind of new information which we don't know till now. And thank you so much, Sheena ma'am, Vinod sir, and Vikas Aroral sir for giving us such an insightful session and letting us know about the Lexicom resources, which is a very important thing for all the pharmacy students. I mean, to know about the drug information and all. Thank you so much. And my special thanks to my principal sir and the HOD Kotredi sir for giving us an opportunity to interact with you people. Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of my ASN College management and students, we thank you very much for spending your valuable time for all of us to explain this in a very proper manner. And Sheena ma'am, really you are so kind that you are in touch with all of us all the time, and thank you so much for that. Hope we will continue this kind of relation for our to get more and more knowledge. Thank you so much, Vinod sir and Arora Vikas sir and Sheena ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Uh,
Dr.
Thanks a
Ramana.
lot. Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure that you all have joined, and we could share some of the digital what we can do and all. That's why we call it as point of care. Whenever you need information, it should be available. So mobile phone, just take it out. People don't like laptops also these days. Everything is in
Yes, sir.
smartphone.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. And one more sweetest thing in your app is like it was available in the mobile. I mean, mobile app also available so that we can use it in offline. That's why I asked him
Yes.
that doubt because most of the students, whenever we used to go to camps and patients are asking some doubts regarding yes, can we use this or is it helpful for me or not? So at that time, of course we know, but some of the students are not able to recognize it very fast manner. So at that time, this helps us very uh, in a good way. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Definitely, we will use all the things that are provided by you. Definitely.
Please use the trials so that you will also test all these things what we are telling. Uh, that's more important. That yeah.
Sure, sir. Sure. First of all, we, the faculty, will use all that and let the students know about its uses. Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Thanks again.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I think we are through with the session. And
Thank
we
you,
have
Vinod
also,
sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sheena ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. We'll
Thank you,
be in
Dr.
touch with
Vinod.
you for our further proceedings, ma'am. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am, sure. We will contact you through afterwards, ma'am. And I think e-certification link is now working. You can go to the site and fill in the feedback form. And the
Sure,
e-certificate
sure.
will be sent you through your email ID. Thank you, Dr. Ramana, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for conducting this session. And have a nice day and be safe. We are ending this session now.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I